We are live, coming to you
Holy
from.
share.
I won't tell you where I'm
Coming
coming
to you
from. All
from
right.
your basement because you don't lock your doors.
Realistically, you might be on a toilet watching this currently right now.
Realistically, we might be on toilets. You don't know.
Yep, that's true. That is very true.
Speaking of toilets, I think we just. No, it's too mean. It's not that bad.
What? What's not
The
that bad?
Brave New World. It's not that
No,
bad.
it's not. It's not that bad at all. It's
But I do want to just get this out of the way as fast as we can, like an actual review of the movie,
mm.
because
we
and
did
I'm not gonna
we
I'm
did
gonna
the
say
spoiler free version
spoilers. We
last
did the
week, right?
spoiler, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's just I don't want to do a whole other review. So let's just talk about
same.
like if you haven't seen it yet, good. Good. Oh, nice, Jay. I didn't even notice. That's funny as hell. Uh yeah.
What's
I
going on with my green screen? Go ahead. You do your thing. I'm gonna fix
all
this in
right.
the background.
Hey Sandy. It was if you haven't seen it yet, it's fine. Good. Don't. I'll tell you everything you need to know right now. It felt like it was three movies. It
Yep.
felt like they were like, okay, we're gonna do a sequel to Incredible Hulk. Don't worry about it. We're gonna do a sequel to Captain America, and then somehow in all of this, we're gonna do a sequel specifically to Civil War. Like that's like specifically to that movie. And they were instead of making three other movies or something, like it just I liked the leader as a bad guy. I liked that he was pulling strings. They really needed to triple him down. The leader needed to be responsible for a lot of shit that happened that we didn't know.
Mhm.
Like, if he was, during the movie, they were like, yo, he could predict shit because of, probability and statistics and shit.
Yep.
He needed to be responsible for Civil War. He needed to be responsible for, um, I wouldn't say the snap because that's insane. He would not have that ability, but he would probably be responsible for predicting if and when anyone returned. You know,
Mm.
like he needed to be more than just a guy in a fucking cage that just happened to be giving gamma pills to Ross.
Yep.
Contrived. Leader was contrived in this story. Did it work? Yeah, but it didn't
Yeah,
feel
it was
good.
fine.
It was like it was what it was very weak. Cap Sam not having the serum means you have to be very careful uh telling the story of how Cap Sam's doing stuff. And there were times they did.
Yep.
There were times that they were like, okay, Cap Sam can't really do certain things. And there were times where they're like, but anyway, here's Cap Sam eating shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, but even Black Panther and by extension Shuri and by extension Killmonger were superhumans. Like they did have the heart-shaped herb running through their body.
Mm-hmm.
So not only were they nanotech vibranium, they were also superhumans. Which is why they weren't just giving out nanotech vibranium suits to their entire army.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they it's not like they didn't have enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
But they're also Wakanda, and they're
they all
also
got, yeah.
not stupid. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna. Oh yeah, we're just gonna give this guy a part of the Avengers nanotech.
I don't know why Cap got those things. I would have liked to know. I can assume.
Well, that was from the first show, right? Where what happened? Oh, his suit got jacked up, didn't it? So
Yeah,
they had
but
to give
he
him a
didn't.
replacement.
They
I don't
didn't give
remember
him
the
a
series here.
replacement. I don't
They
believe,
gave him
or
they gave
might
him
have.
like what they gave him wings or gave
Yeah,
him
but
wings. Then they had
I
new
don't
wings
know
and a
that
new
they were
suit.
vibranium.
Well, what
Like
we
they
had
could
to
also
they
make
had to
shit
have
out
been
of metal
vibranium.
too.
You know what I mean? Like they
Like,
had
why
to
are they
come
giving
on.
out vibranium?
They got a who has a
Bucky
vibranium
asked him for
shield.
the suit. Did he? Did
Was
Bucky?
it
Okay,
Bucky? Listen, I have
don't
not watched.
remember
I have
it,
not
and
watched
I
a
don't want
series
to.
for however long. What was that? 2021, bro. Yeah, sorry, I didn't rewatch that as prep. That seemed unnecessary to do.
Fair.
But I'll take TLC no, so I'll take it. You weren't done though. Go ahead.
No, that's fucking it.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me go.
Why
No,
did?
I'm
Oh,
kidding.
wait. One more thing. Really? We're tripling down on the do better, Senator? Ross, behold the cherry blossoms that we set up as foreshadowing that are important to you.
Yeah.
Stop fighting, Ross, in the middle of a rage. Cherry blossom. Like,
I actually thought that part was fine just because I was like, this would be a stupid way that he would stop him. It made sense.
But
it made sense to me. I was like, this was dumb enough to make to work. Yeah, it was dumb enough to work.
But that's one of those things where it's like that should have been the reveal of Liv Tyler.
Fair.
Like that, like
yeah, that would have been a good way to kind of bring her in at that point.
I saw. Did you send me the meme or somebody sent me the meme? Box office is getting real low, big guy. Like, and it was Cap Sam holding his hand up. And
Was it me? I don't know.
Like,
I saw the meme, so
hold on.
Potentially it was me. It wasn't me, but I saw the meme.
Oh, good. Updates to Discord. How
Cool.
quick can I get my Discord out of here?
All right. So my quick thoughts while you look that up. So here are my thoughts, man. I initially gave this movie a terrible review after I first left it because I was pissed.
Yep.
I was pissed because I wanted more. I expected more out of this movie, and I didn't expect it to try to tie up loose ends, but do it in a way that was like, oh yeah, let's just have this news broadcaster recap all the things that have happened over the past few years. Like I just
it's time like, from that exposition.
Yeah, from like that moment on, I was like, damn it, dude, we're doing this, man. So from like Jump Street, I was like, all right, I'm not cool with, I don't like where this is going. And some of the dialogue was really just like clunky. The fanboying from Joe Quinn was hard for me to accept. Like I understood it, but it was just very difficult for me. I was just like, yo,
Joe Quinn.
What is
Joaquin, dude.
Joaquin, my fault. Joaquin. You know Joe Quinn is the dude that acts in Joker. Listen, first and foremost,
Quinn. It's Joey Quinn here.
If you guys follow me,
just an Italian Irish cop. When
I play Marvel Strike Force and I stream Marvel Strike Force, I've never been good with names. This is not new. This is just this is not a new experience, right?
Yeah.
Joaquin. Okay, now we get it.
Joaquin Torres.
But yo, I was just like, man, this dude in the fanboying he was fanboying over Cap. He was fanboying over Bradley. I was like, bro, come on, fam. Like I'm over it. And even like the little last line where it was like, I want it to be you. I was like, cringe. Stop. Once again, this is a me thing. I'm not telling you that it was wrong for the movie. I'm just telling you this is a me thing, okay? So that's a personal thing. But overall, if I'm gonna be just like objective about the whole thing, I didn't like the exposition in the very beginning from like the TV scene there. I thought that they made some really poor decisions as to when Captain America would wear the suit and when he would not wear the suit. I thought that the green screen stuff was just it was so noticeable that it was comical. Like it was so noticeable that, like it was just comical.
There were some action scenes that looked fucking great.
Yeah, like when he was like flying, like the first, like around Tiamat, I was like, yo, this
is the shit we saw in the trailer.
Yeah, basically, yeah, facts. That part was really fun. To be honest with you, like I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a little too fast, but I think the reason why I felt like it was too fast was because the hand-to-hand combat was so slow. So in contrast, right, you're looking at the hand-to-hand combat and the fighting, and then you look at the flying, and you're just like, whoa, this went up by 2 times speed, 3 times speed. It felt like But when they had the thing about it is like when they had Captain America doing Falcon things, it was dope. When they had Captain America doing fighting, it felt
Yeah.
it just looked weird. But also I had to like walk away and accept the fact that he doesn't have the super soldier serum. He's
Correct.
not that guy. So
Correct.
therefore, this is just kind of what I guess I expected to look like. But I thought it was smart that they did play to his strengths at times. But I felt like they had to give us those type of fight scenes because, of course, he is Captain America. And they have to show him be a little bit more grounded. The leader to me was I actually liked what he did. I understand what you're saying that he could have done more. I actually don't have a problem with him not doing more, although I could have taken just a little bit more out of him. The issue that I had with him was more of that he didn't have enough of a presence. It was just like it felt like it was just this random guy doing things. It never felt like it was the leader, the main villain of the movie. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
The movie didn't have a main villain. And like for what it's worth, the trailers last week we were kind of dancing around it. If you saw the trailers, you're ahead of the movie the entire time.
Yep.
Like you know everything that's going to happen. You know like if you didn't see the trailers, the reveal that Thunderbolt was going to become the Red Hulk,
yeah,
what like even fans would have been like, yeah, it's going to happen, but even then it was like working up to it. The problem is the way the trailers and like the talk about it set it up. It was like, oh, he's going to be a big part of the story. Maybe there's a third act clash. Like, oh no, none of it mattered. Also, Japan is laying claim to something in the Indian Ocean. It's Japan.
Oh, you're looking at logistics. Okay.
Japan is like, that's ours. We went around, I don't know, 13 countries, maybe, but that's ours. We got there because we couldn't go over because we can't fly over China. We definitely didn't fly over India.
I wonder if there was a specific reason as to why they selected that. Was it just because of the actor?
It won't play in China if China were the bad guys.
Okay.
That's why. It's another shitty. And again, they didn't have to make it anybody. They could have just made it a group of countries. They could have been like an unnamed. They already didn't show the fuckers' faces.
Yeah.
Like the pilots had like generic nothing on their faces. Like they just. It was the middiest movie of mid that has ever midded. For every good thing in the movie, there was something equal or opposite in bad. And that was just pace for pace.
I never got to talk about this, so I'm going to talk about this now. What in the F was the leader's head, bro? What the heck was that?
Literally a shithead. His head looked like shit.
It looked like it was mutating and stopped mutating mid-mutate. Like, that's what his head looked like to me. What was going on? At one point, it looked like a pile of poop. That's what his face looked like. What's a pile of dookie is what his head looked like.
I get that they're like, let's not make it goofy, but they dialed it so far that it went goofy again.
Exactly.
They're like, let's not make him have a 30-foot fucking head. Instead, let's make his brain show. Like,
first and foremost, the 30-foot head is what's cool. That's what
he could have just had a 5 head, bro. He could have, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just like just enlarge his forehead. I would have been like, all right, cool, makes sense. I'm good with it, fam. You should pull up the Funko Pop leader figure. So there was a Funko Pop, and there was like a poster that was out that showed some things. Now I don't know if it was like a fan poster.
Look at him. He just has a shitty tall fucking hair. He's a shit hairline. Give me shit hair. Also, look, it's the two characters we didn't have
that never showed up into the movie.
It's Ruth.
Yeah.
Also, and this is very important, just so we're on the same page. This is life size. This Funko Pop is a life size of the actress that played Ruth.
Oh my gosh.
I can believe there's a degree of things I'm willing to accept. I could believe that through acrobatics and like jujitsu style,
Yeah.
someone the size of Yelena or Black Widow or Kate Bishop might be able to take on a man who's a little bit taller and a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
This was someone left their child on set. This
She's
was
tiny,
a child.
man.
She was
She's
so
tiny.
small.
She's really tiny.
Dude, there's a scene where her walking next to Sam, and you know,
Yeah.
for what it's worth, Anthony Mackie's not a tall dude.
Right.
5'9", maybe 5'10".
She looked so small, bro.
And she like it looked like she
What
was.
is she? Was she like 4 foot? She gotta be like 4'11". Like, how tall is she? She looked tiny. And don't get me wrong, I liked her. I'm just saying, she just looked tiny.
Stands at
Really
5'2". Lies.
Mm.
Deception.
What?
Deception. She's very pretty. I think she's beautiful. Like,
Yeah, she is.
the character.
Like,
My favorite.
like I said, I liked her character in the movie. No qualms there.
I had one problem. So
What was the one
she's
problem?
the head
I
of
know
security.
Yeah, I know what you want. Yeah.
For what's his name? For Ross. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they're in the scene after Isaiah and other things. It wasn't just Isaiah. Multiple people took shots at the president.
Mm-hmm.
After that happened, and Sam and her and him are in the panic room, she starts rattling off, "Oh yeah, your friend was a threat, was a risk and a threat, and we should never have let him here." Bitch, that's your job. Like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't stop him. If you thought that was true, that's your job. That's the one job. Like, okay, he could be here, but like, just for what it's worth, we have to make sure, like, everyone is safe. No. So, like, that I know they cut a lot because she's Israeli, and they're like, oh, well, Israel doesn't seem to be doing too well with popularity right now, so let's cut that shit. And then there was...
So talking about cutting, there were a lot of things that were cut. It felt like the editing was a little choppy because there were just moments in scenes where you're just like, oh, that was 100% cut too short. So there was a it messed up the pacing of the movie. I think there were some parts of the movie that just like the pacing was off.
Wasn't one of the McDonald's toys Diamondback, another character that was cut?
Diamondback.
So they cut the entirety of the Serpent Squad.
Yeah, Serpent Society.
All of it.
They were like they were supposed to be Richter. There's supposed to be a couple other characters that were in there. Not Richter, Constrictor. That was supposed to be in there. There's a couple other characters that were there. Now, I did like what's his face? You know, obviously, I mean, Giancarlo is always, you know, kind of a beast, but didn't his role kind of just feel like
nothing?
He didn't need to be in the movie. It's kind of there was no purpose for this dude at all
he was
to
the
be
generic,
in the movie.
What's his name? Batroc the Leaper character.
That's yeah. But with that being said, I thought Anthony Mackie was great. I actually genuinely thought that he was good to great. Harrison Ford was good to great.
Felt like he wasn't dialing it in.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone else, though, with respect to, you know, whoever played Bradley, whatever, and head of security.
I thought that storyline was good. I thought the Isaiah Bradley, like, it gives you a little bit more if you had the backstory, but if you didn't, it was sufficient enough.
Yeah. Random guy in the military that was helping Sam. Okay, cool. I guess
he's better. I don't want to see him anywhere near an Avengers movie. Like,
well, he's dead now.
If you know you're making an annoying character, and then
you talking about
Joaquin?
Joaquin, yeah. Joe
If
Quinn.
you know you're making a character annoying, and I said this during She-Hulk a lot, if you know you're making a character obnoxious and you're like, oh, we could just save that with one line of dialogue addressing the fact that he's kind of obnoxious, you could also just not make him obnoxious or not use an obnoxious character that often.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he always had something to say. None of it mattered.
Always.
He wasn't Sam. Like he wasn't Sam to Cap. Like Falcon to Cap was a very different dynamic than Falcon to Cap than Joaquin to Sam. You know, Sam to Steve, not the same.
No, so to that point, I watched the Winter Soldier movie again because I was just like, I'm curious, like, how did Sam interact? All of his dialogue was necessary. Like it wasn't, or it didn't seem extra. Like they were, and I counted it. Like the conversation that he had with Cap, the back and forth. Okay, that's at the stage for what would happen later. Cap goes to meet him when he's doing the counseling session with the veterans. Okay, once again, another setup for things. Whenever he was in combat, you know, it never seemed like it was over the top. With Joaquin, I was like, why are you talking so much? Like, why are you talking so much? Right. No, I can do it. Get your ass out. I was just like, oh,
but
my God.
He didn't have to.
Stop,
that was the thing. He didn't have to do it.
Yeah, man.
He can't, like, he's too reckless. So, like, that's fine. And then, the movie ends, right? Because we're done. We don't have to spoil anything else because fucking whatever, watch it or don't.
We're done.
But, like, it ends and he's like, man, we got to reform the Avengers as he talks to Joaquin. And I'm like, why are you telling Joaquin?
Yeah, Joaquin
he's not
Avenger
part of this.
If anything, he's Young Avengers. And even then, no.
Yeah. Even then, no. We already have
we're good, fam.
Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, we're good.
And we love her.
We already have someone that's gonna talk too much, which is like you said, Ms. Marvel. Like we don't need any more. Who else talks? Oh,
Kate.
What's her face?
Kate runs her mouth.
Yeah.
Kate runs her mouth. Kate talks shit out of school, you know what I'm saying? Remember in Hawkeye when she like broke into the tracksuit mafia's place? She's like, how are we gonna get out? And Quint was like, I was counting on you. Like, whoops. You're not ready, I guess. It's almost like you're not a trained assassin and spy. You're just a little girl who shoots well. Yeah, I really do like that series.
I love that series. Yeah, it's really fun. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's a mid movie. It's very mid. It's not bad. It's not good. Definitely not great. It's mid. This is the right use of the term mid. Yeah. it's the appropriate.
Yes. If I say this movie is mid and you go like, no, it's much better than that, be like, that means you think the movie was good and you're incorrect.
Yo, I saw a tweet and I have to bring this up because I was just like, this is the world that we live in now. There was like somebody that well known enough, right, where he tweeted out and he was just like, I am convinced that the people who didn't like this movie are just incels or right wingers or whatever. And I was just like, I just thought it was mid. Is it okay? Is it now not? Is this the group that you're now put in? If you don't think the movie is good, then you're on this one side. And if you think anybody, is this what this is?
I'm convinced that anybody that groups anyone, oh my gosh, based on extremes is not some like okay. It was a long time ago, like when I was streaming more like full time, right? Like there were people that would like you remember, like people would call you something, whatever that something was.
Yeah.
And then I would like sometimes I'd see one and I'm like, I know everything I need to know about you from what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know you're an idiot. Like, I didn't have to. I didn't think you were an idiot before this. I thought maybe you had... But, like, if that's what you're gathering from this conversation, like, your opinion doesn't matter to me. Nothing. You can't be important enough to matter to me. You know, like you're so dumb.
Yeah.
So like it's the same thing. I'm like, look, here's the truth. That line is over. That if you don't like it, you are a blank, 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 blank. And that goes on both sides.
Yeah.
Like that's on any side. If you don't like it, you are this, right?
Right.
If that's the line, it doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are exhausted from it.
Yep.
And the problem is it's creating more apathy than it is creating activism. And the second apathy defeats activism in numbers, it's over. Like you can't win ever again.
Yeah.
Like it's just what it is. Like the second you become the shrill, obnoxious fucking nag, and not the like you see yourself like the version of you see, and then like you see it on incel stuff too a lot of times.
Yep.
You know, it's like you think you're a white knight, but you're really, and it's the picture of the guy with the fucking fedora and the fucking 18 chins and shit. It's like, lady, like that, like this is what you think you are. This is what you look like. It goes the same in the reverse. It's like, this is what you think you are. And you got like a fucking crucifix that you're carrying and you're holding a fucking flag, like an LGBTQ flag. And you're like, I'm supporting. And then everyone's just like, look at that fucking asshole. Like, great, do it a different way that doesn't involve me having a headache from your fucking voice. You know,
the funniest thing to me, honestly, like the funniest movie that just made me laugh, like literally belly laugh out loud, was the visceral, because everybody thinks that visceral only comes from one direction once again, right? They like, oh, women, like that. Oh, but it also comes from the other side too, where you're just like, F you, because you don't like women. It's like, no, but it like the visceral comes from both places. And it was the Marvels. And it was so confusing to me because I was just like, is anyone just paid attention to the actual movie itself? And then saying to themselves, yo, you know what, bro? This villain just wasn't it. I never really fell for her at any point in time. Nice. They show for no reason. They told me what she felt, but they never showed me what she had to deal with. So the villain itself wasn't compelling. We had three characters that seemed to mesh well enough on screen, but it wasn't really very clear exactly what goal and mission they were working towards. And then the payoff, the buildup and the payoff just wasn't there. Like that's just the movie, and I can go deeper and further, but that was just the movie. Like what was funny to me is that there were so many people who were just like, we support women in this movie. There are people who were just like, MCU. And then there were people like me in the middle that were just like, nah, like, anybody want to talk about the plot? No. Like, anybody want to talk about the actual plot of the movie and why that wasn't good?
No, they can't, because half the people didn't watch it.
That's, you know what? That's
half
fair.
The people, first of all, more than half of people didn't watch it. But half the people who are talking about it didn't watch it.
That's fair.
They didn't. Maybe they watched their favorite YouTube personality talk about it. That skews slightly closer to what their politics are.
Their views are. Mm-hmm.
Well, this person said it was great, and that's all I need to know it was great. And everyone who doesn't like it's wrong. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And this is, and it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter until it does. It doesn't matter who's shitting on something or who's loving something.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter if there's a million racists and a million bleeding hearts, right? We'll go on the two sides of the fucking coin.
Fair.
And like, they have their stance. That doesn't matter. What matters is, and this is the truth of reality, did it make enough money to justify a second?
Mm-hmm.
And if the answer to that question is no, you're not going to get it.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter. And then you think the logistics of it, right?
Yep.
Like, if there's a vocal, we do this all the time. If there's a vocal minority that says something sucks, but the vast majority liked it, then there
Mm.
would be enough viewership
Viewers.
interest
Yep.
that it would be profitable to do another season of anything, another episode,
Mhm.
another movie, whatever.
Yeah.
But if it's not, then you can't say that it's the vocal minority anymore, because the true
Right.
minority are unvocal, and they just don't give a shit because they're they don't care.
No.
So you have to look at who your audience is. You don't have to expand to a new audience by pandering to a new audience. People are learning that really fucking hard right now as more and more video games are getting layoffs. More like people are just learning like, oh shit, like Doctor Who is canceled.
Is it?
They canceled Doctor Who.
Is it due to the show and how that went?
You could hear speculation from anyone.
Yeah.
But the truth is, you don't cancel a show that's doing well.
Yeah.
And the guy who's playing the Doctor right now has a press release saying like he's trying to distance himself from the character.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah. So like take anything with a grain of salt, because anyone might want to distance themselves from a character for any reason, you know?
Yeah.
But Charlie Cox might want to distance himself from playing Daredevil if he tries to get a role that isn't a blind crime fighter.
Yeah.
So like, but like, Doctor Who has been British must-watch TV since like 2005 when it came back. So like 20 years.
Yeah.
And then like they had an okay season, and then they had a terrible fucking season, and then they had like, hey, we're gonna bring back David Tennant and other stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And Neil Patrick Harris. Everyone knows Neil Patrick Harris. Like, fuck yeah, let's put Neil Patrick Harris in. And that was cool. And then we got a new Doctor, and that was cool. And then it was like, sorry, coughing.
Are you good?
No one was watching the story anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't mean nobody, but like clearly not enough. The people who did like it aren't watching it anymore. I'm not watching it anymore because I just don't care anymore. From the last series, did something and I was like, that's stupid. I don't want to watch it. This is dumb. This is very stupid. Yeah. And then I mean, I've caught some episodes, but I haven't like given a shit. Kind of like Invincible. And Reacher. Right. Reacher just dropped the first 3 episodes this week too. And I was like, oh yeah, let's go, Reacher. Like there are shows I care about. There are shows I'm like, I could wait. And then there are shows that I just do not care about anymore. And like, why? I don't care.
I get you.
Because I don't support women, I guess. That's fine. Think that that's like,
believe that's the reason.
It doesn't affect anything.
Right.
No, but like if someone thinks that's the reason, you can go ahead and think that. It doesn't affect me.
I know what you're saying. I'm just, that's just where the world is currently right now. That where it's like you're either in that realm or whatever. It's I bring it up because it's just frustrating, because I'm just like, what if anybody else open to the fact that like, what if it's just, I just don't like it because I don't think it's good.
It's terrible.
Like, do we like, you know?
Although I will say, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man season 1 was fine.
Yo, let's talk about that. It was
better than fine. Okay, yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second, because I will be honest with you. I was pretty hard on that show in the beginning, you know, because, and when I say hard on the show, I was just more of like, yo, this is just not an adult show. But I watched the show and I was like, it's still not an adult show. Correct. However, with that being said, I didn't really care that much that it wasn't. I thought it was fun.
I cared about the characters in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I cared about the stuff that was happening in the show.
Right.
And I was like, cool. But like, I was never like watching it the way I watch other stuff, like Severance. I was never like,
fair.
I was like, click, click, click. What happened? Oh, cool.
Yeah. Click, click. It was like, okay, cool. It was like, cool, shoot. Yeah, that dude. Yeah, that's kind of fire. Okay, great. Oh, I see what they're doing here. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like, well, that's how I watched the show. I never like you like I typically that I'm invested into a show if I watch like trailer break
Yeah.
series breakdowns, right? I
Yeah.
didn't do that for this series. I didn't feel like I needed to. I just genuinely just sat there and just watched the show and I enjoyed it for what it was. Hey, I could watch it with my kids. Like that was because I don't
Fantastic.
there's not this somebody said it was fantastic.
Fantastic. I don't know if I'd say it. It was good. Okay, it was good.
To
It
each
was
their own. I
yeah,
won't
it was
yuck your
good.
yum.
Like I don't think it was.
You
It
know?
wasn't even like I wouldn't even begin to go into a negative on it. Like there were no negatives about it.
Yeah, I didn't have anything negative to say about it.
But
Like
like it,
as a matter, like I said,
it,
I liked it because I could watch it with my kids. There's not a lot of Disney
it
Marvel
was
stuff that
fun.
I could
It was
watch with my
fun.
kids anymore. So this was a good one.
Yeah, it was fun. I put it in the same realm as I put that Star Wars show, Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Group.
Okay, I enjoyed it. It was fun to watch. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the voice acting was good.
Yeah,
I cared for everybody. Like it was really good. But like maybe it was fantastic. Like I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe I don't have kids. You do. Like maybe like
yeah.
I don't.
My daughter really likes it. Like she thought it was.
Yeah,
She did say that one of the episodes was scary, and I was like, okay. And it
I
wasn't
know
an
which episode.
episode. It wasn't an episode to me that I thought would be scary. And it's not the one that you would think would be scary
I
either. It
thought
was
it was the
actually
one
another
with
one.
Matt Gargan's when he was starting to burn out. When Scorpion was
No,
starting to burn out.
it was another episode. I think it was the episode either before that or after that that she was complaining that she said she didn't like. And I think the episode after that was the one that came out this week. But it was the episode before that where she was just like, "Oh, it's kind of scary," and I was like, "That one, not this one, because this one is scary." And she was like, "No, it was fine." I was like, "Okay, cool." You never know. Children's brains, they work differently than ours as adults.
This is a fucking funny quote.
I enjoyed it more than Skeleton Crew, but I'm a Marvel stan. Okay, first, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
Like honestly, my favorite part was when he was wearing the Identity Crisis suits.
Mm-hmm.
And I
It's
was
pretty
like,
funny.
yeah, I remember that comic run. That was crazy. Uh,
I will say my favorite part of the season is the conversation between Norman Osborn and Hawk. That was
yeah.
a
I
good moment.
I'm happy
Great
it's getting a
moment.
second season. That you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I'm
same.
like, cool, yeah.
Yeah, same here, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'll watch it again. I'll watch it with my kids again.
This is a phenomenal quote. 192 million worldwide for Brave New World. It is the third highest opening for a Captain America movie. There are four,
They've only had 4 movies.
and I know for a fact the first one is the first one.
mm. Mm.
I'm actually interested to see how the movie's doing.
Yeah, box office.
Ooh.
211 worldwide. What was their budget again? 180.
No.
So they needed to get like 300. I think right. They like in order to be able to break even. I think they need like 300 mil.
I think they needed no. I think they needed like 4 or 5 to break even.
Ooh, okay. I don't know what the Oh yeah, that's right. 400. Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
there's always a marketing budget. I always forget that part. There's a production and then there's a marketing budget. Yeah, so then that doesn't look good.
I want to know. I want to see. They'll hit 400 million in the next month.
You think so? I mean, it's been a week. Usually you start to see like some big momentum picking up now within that week. If they're only at 211, I'm not sure they have enough. I mean, I could. This might cap out at like 270 based on where it's
I
trending
don't
right now.
want it to do poorly, but also
Same.
if it does poorly, there's nothing coming out to challenge it. Yeah, but there's also no reason to go to the movie theaters.
Yeah, like there's nothing compelling. And if you look at
Like
the reviews are
teenagers
mixed
don't
as
go
heck.
to the movies anymore. Like,
And not maybe this doesn't matter, but I mean, usually there are content creators that I follow, right? And I value their opinions. Um, and a lot of them are typically positive.
yeah.
And I'm seeing some negative feedback from them.
The movie had a
So
lot to do and it didn't do what it had to do.
yeah, I think that's gonna play a part.
And if people want to say that's unfair, then okay. Then it's unfair. Life is not fair. Money is not fair. Making money is not fair. And if you want this movie to do well, go out and see it 10 more times.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know what to tell you. Like, you have control over this. Go spend $500 on this movie. Nice.
It's a lot of times to go see it.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I thought this
Like,
one comic CC. He's okay. That's fair.
I don't know. I don't think it deserves all the shit it's getting, but I also don't think
I keep on forgetting to do comic reviews on Keeping It
they
Comic.
changed the name,
like
they
movie
changed the
reviews.
actors, they changed the story, they changed the story again, they changed the CGI, they bugged it, they showed it to people, they didn't like it, they changed it, they showed it to people, they didn't like it, they changed it. Like, Chadwick Boseman didn't die for this movie. You know what I mean? They had an infinite amount of time, an infinite amount of like effort. They put a shit ton of money into it. They got Giancarlo Esposito out of nowhere to play nothing.
Right, they went hard. You remember when he got casted and how aggressive and fast they were with shooting his scenes?
Yeah, they shot it up, which like
it was like all in a weekend.
Yeah.
Which of course
people came back.
means that it's on
like people came back to reshoot scenes.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the reshoots that happened during the Marvels, where Nia DaCosta was like, "No, I can't be bothered to come back for this. I'm already doing something else."
Which, by the way, it's the way that you say it is comical, but at the same time, like I actually don't blame her. She's like, "Ah, yeah, whatever, dog."
No, I didn't choose points on the back end for this dog shit. No, you paid me up front. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? But my salary is based on how it does. My salary is based on it's done. I did my job. Fuck off.
Exactly. She's like, yo, yeah, F y'all. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't got time for your shit. Fuck you. And like, you know what?
Oh man, that's too
like
good.
I feel it.
That's too good. But the more important question, bro, is that from this movie, they said that Cap is supposed to be putting together the Avengers.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's actually answer that question. All right. Who do you think we're gonna do two things? Who do you want the Avengers for you know Doomsday to be? And who do you think they're gonna be? These are not the same questions.
That's very true, bro.
So we'll start with who do you want them to be?
Who do I want them to be? So
there's no limit. Could be any number.
You gotta bring in my boo, Thor. You gotta bring Thor back. You have
Which
to bring.
Means you got a fucking kid now.
Yeah. So like, you gotta put her. You gotta come up with some cockamamie story as to the reason why you're no longer taking care of her or where she is. Like whatever
she
story.
Has the power of a god. You don't need to continue.
All right, no problem, Jay. So yeah, so You got to bring back Thor. Once again, who I want and who it should be are two different
Who do
things.
you
Who I
Who do you
want.
want?
Who do I want? I want Thor. I want Doctor Strange. I want Spider-Man. Um,
Spider-Man, who nobody
yeah,
knows.
yeah, who nobody know. I want Spider-Man. I don't care how you do it. You better figure it out. He's helping the Avengers somehow. I don't care.
TLC.
Hey Thor, you fucking watch the game.
And then she's like, "You want to play patty cake?" And she just breaks his fucking arm. Perfect.
Right.
Perfect. I love you, TLC. Thank you. Holy shit, that's great.
Good comment.
All right, so we got Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Right.
We got Thor. We got Strange.
We got Strange.
Yeah. Who else do we need? Who else do we want in here? This is just fan. I don't care about Hulk anymore. They've made me not care about Hulk anymore. This is their fault. They have made me not care about Hulk anymore. I'm done. Yo, first we had a raging monster, then we changed him to Professor Hulk. I felt when Valkyrie said this, she was like, "I think I liked you any of the two other ways." I was like, "Yo, that's me, bro. That's how I feel."
Yeah.
Oh man, but I would want to say I'm trying to think that there has to be somebody else to kind of round this out. Shang-Chi is a nice idea, but Shang-Chi to me was nice if what the whole rings thing was going to come to fruition somehow. That beacon that it was sending off, if that was going to come to fruition somehow, that's when I would be like, yes, bring back in Shang-Chi. But right now, I'm like, what is Shang-Chi doing? Like, what's the purpose of Shang-Chi?
First of all, TLC, good callback.
That he has to go save the world, sweetie. Stay with Auntie Ghost until I get back. Good one. Not Shuri, please. She'll probably will. So, honestly,
where should we fight Doom? In the Mystic Plains.
Right. We should.
Where his power is strongest.
We should go. We should go wherever he's strongest. We should go there.
Space. Space. Just fucking. We're gonna fight him in space. The dark dimension.
Oh crap. And of course, obviously, I don't know. Like, that's it for me. Like, really, it's like Shang-Chi, Strange, Thor. Who else did that throw on that list? Obviously, you got to have Cap, right? I don't know. This one's a harder list for me to make, believe it or not, who I would want, because who I think should be is a completely separate question that I'm prepared to answer.
Well, no, we're doing who do we think, who would we like?
Who do we
and
like?
Then who do we think they're gonna fucking stick us with?
Yeah, so who I would like. So the reason why I'll give my qualifications for it. Thor, just because
Thor.
He's Thor. He's a demigod. You need a freaking powerful man with a hammer and a axe. Like you need that, right? Let's not pretend as if though that's not going to be an essential piece of your cog. Doctor Strange, just because of what I cannot believe that what he's seeing in those millions of times when he went forward to see which one of those would work, that he hasn't also seen this multiverse mess as well. Like, there has to be a way that he's seen this and will have some sort of a plan and some sort of a way to be able to deal with this. Also, they've made him kind of more powerful than he should be currently right now. So therefore, like, I feel like that's a Sorcerer Supreme. Well, he's not Sorcerer Supreme anymore. It's Wong, but strongest sorcerer with the eye in the middle of his head. You got to have him in there. And then you need someone that's going to be able to replace Tony Stark, right? And if that's like you no. but
She's the
but
only possible replacement for Tony Stark.
yeah, but most likely that's probably who they're gonna go with. They have to have someone that's gonna be able to replace Tony
Oh.
Stark in terms of his tech abilities. Now I saw what TLC said with Reed. I don't know if they're gonna have the balls to go in that direction yet. He's more gonna be. I think they're gonna want to keep him as a Fantastic Four guy, right? And then he's just like consulting the Avengers. Like I feel like they're gonna still want to go in that direction.
Yeah, not people who are going to be in the movie.
Right, exactly.
I mean, like, what Sam said, he's
Or
going
the
to create
Avengers.
the Avengers. What is
Yeah.
the team you want when Sam's like, guys, assemble? Like, what guys do you want Sam to call on the phone?
Yeah.
That's the question.
And I do think that Shuri is probably the best bet for your tech person, right? Because I think if it wasn't Shuri, it would have been T'Challa, right? Like you would have had T'Challa take over that position. But it's gonna have to be Shuri now. I don't think Spider-Man realistically can be an Avenger just based on his current status. I don't know if that the way that they've set things up in the MCU with trust and who is this like, I don't think that he fits into this mold anymore. Then I guess like it's Shang-Chi. Like it's
He's
I guess like it's this practice that we're doing currently right now, bro, is the reason why we're doing this right now. Because we don't for Captain America Brave New World on Cinema Score, the lowest score for a MCU film, same level as Venom the Last. Oh, that's rude. And X-Men, that's disrespectful.
We now know we can't trust Cinema Score. Not
right.
Because they gave Captain America Brave New World a B-, because they decided that B- is where Venom the Last Dance and X-Men Dark Phoenix belong.
Mm-hmm.
And those movies don't belong anywhere.
That is correct.
Those movies need to get bullied in high school. Like that's what those movies need to get like swirlied.
Yeah. So apart from that, I don't know who we've seen over the past few years to the Guardians of the Galaxy they're all disbanded. I know, of course, Star-Lord's on Earth. The Fantastic Four team is still in another universe until we probably see the end of that movie. Deadpool was in a different universe. Wolverine's in a different universe. I mean, in the current 616, I guess you do have Hulk. I'm sorry, you do have Hulk there. I'm sure that they're gonna find a way to bring him back to being a part of the team.
Remember, he has a son now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't remember Scar with the 7 head? Scar had Weeder's forehead. That's where we lost it. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That might be it, bro. Yep, there it is.
We found it, guys. We found the leader.
We found the leader. But look at that haircut. I mean that's kind of it, man. I mean, what's your take on it? I heard you. I just choose to ignore it. Fair. That's it. That's for me. Yeah.
So, who I want the Avengers to be? I want it to be Cap Sam, old man Steve Rogers, who's not dead, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Nick Fury, because he's still in space. Right? He is.
Yeah.
I want Cap Sam to make a call to Nick Fury. I want Nick Fury to grab a handful of people he's in contact with. So I want it to be the Hulk. I want it to be Thor. I can't see a world where it is because Thor is in space doing space shit.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be Valkyrie.
Oh, Captain Marvel. I forgot about her.
I don't know. I want it to be Captain Marvel. I do, but like
It won't be.
she's, and I've said this before, she is the worst part of everything that she's in. The MCU Captain Marvel is the worst part of every scene the MCU Captain Marvel is in. She was the least interesting part of her own movie. She was the least interesting part of both Endgame and Infinity War.
Yeah.
She was the least interesting part of the Marvels. And then she was in the post-credit scene of Shang-Chi. I don't want it to be Shang-Chi, but because, again, same reason as any others. Like, what is he, who, they wouldn't know him. Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man needs to be involved, in my mind. Like, Ant-Man needs, and Wasp, but I think she retired, so, like, fuck.
Yeah.
But I want both of them. I want, like, an OG weird flex Avengers team of just, like, guys that, again, we don't know, right? We know the name of the movie is Doomsday. We don't know what the fuck that means. We don't know if it's going to start with Doom spawning inside of fucking Tiamat and then Nick Fury being like, oh shit, that Celestial is fucking giving off some weird readings. And we don't know what's going to fucking happen. Right? So I don't want Doctor Strange on the team. I feel like he's going to have the same role he had in Infinity War, which is like guy who knows what's going on and is smarter than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can't have Deadpool. He's not in the universe yet.
Yep.
We can't have Wolverine. We can't have Gambit. There's like 4 fucking mutants. Right? There's like 4 mutants.
I don't remember who those are. I remember.
Don't worry, nobody does.
I wouldn't even name them. Whatever.
I don't want any of the young Avengers to be on the Avengers team. One, because
I ignore them
young.
completely. Yeah.
I would like Yelena to be on this team. I don't know what that's going to mean from Thunderbolts, right? I'm not counting anyone from Thunderbolts out because it doesn't mean shit.
Hey, Winter Soldier, Bucky wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, Bucky would be fine too. Those are who I want.
Then,
but
there's the question:
who are we gonna get?
Who we're gonna get?
It's got to be Shuri.
We're gonna get Shuri, like without question.
No matter what, we're getting Shuri. She's on the Avengers team.
We're getting Shuri, bro. We're getting Shang-Chi. By the way, we're getting Shang-Chi.
Somehow Palpatine returned. And that Palpatine is Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
We're getting Shang-Chi. We're probably getting Peter Parker, even though it won't make a fucking lick of sense.
It won't make a sense at all, but they're gonna pigeonhole Spider-Man in there.
Because it's gonna happen in New York. Because everything's always gonna happen in New York.
Yep.
Because if it doesn't happen in New York, who's gonna do anything? Also, and I gotta ask this fucking question. You can't reform the Avengers.
You kind of can't.
There's no money.
Yeah.
There's no one the public recognizes. Who do the public recognize as superheroes right now? Like, who is publicly a superhero? Cap, Hulk,
other than Cap,
Thor. Hulk, Thor. I don't think anybody knows the existence of Captain Marvel. Like, ever. Nobody knows who that bitch is.
Nobody knows who Captain Marvel is. You mentioned Shang-Chi. Like, Shang-Chi did something in a whole other dimension. You know what I mean? Like, nobody knows anything about him.
Nobody knows who Shuri is, but Shuri is the queen of Wakanda, so maybe a little bit. That makes sense.
You have Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, do people know who Doctor Strange is? I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like, well, the guy had mentioned, oh, hey, you couldn't have done so in his movie. Like, the doctor guy was just like, yeah, you couldn't have done something else other than give him the stone or whatever. And I was like, all right, okay, cool, I get it. So people know.
I no matter what, like we're just gonna get whatever. No, we're gonna because we're gonna get multiple storylines, right? We're gonna get stories
we get it.
about the Fantastic Four coming into the universe. Probably we're gonna get Star Wars on Earth. Star Wars is on Earth right now.
By the
He's
way,
just chilling.
Deadpool and Wolverine are going to somehow be a part of the Avengers. I don't
I
know
don't think they're gonna be
specifics
in
how.
5, but I do think they'll
They're
be in Secret Wars.
yeah, they're going to be a part of it somehow, regardless. Yeah, they've already foreshadowed that, by the way. So, we
Oh
said
shit! What if? Okay, hold the fuck on.
yeah.
I'm reading what TLC said. What if Doctor Strange is the reason? What if Doctor Strange shows up in Fantastic Four?
How though?
Because he's in the dark dimension trying to stop incursions.
Okay.
And Fantastic Four is clearly going to be about
Oh, I see what you
incursions.
said. The time runs out comic. I see
So
what you're saying.
what if, because Doom exists in that reality because he fucking has to, or else why would he hate Reed Richards?
Mhm.
You have no idea how fast I'm willing to walk out of any movie that fucks Doom up. Like you don't know. You do not know. I'm not being nitpicky, like, but if the three things that are on my like, oh, I'm done, I don't want to hear it, I don't care, is
Yeah.
he's Doom is Tony Stark. Like, is Tony Stark. No,
Mhm.
off it. Like, I'll leave. I don't care how good the movie is.
Yeah.
I'll come back if I find out after that he dies and is replaced by the real Doctor Doom, played by Glenn Howerton or something like that. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. But yeah, him being an alternate version of Tony Stark that becomes Doctor Doom, no, not interested. Not thematically boring, storyline boring, all of it fucking not interesting to me. Literally top 4 at any given time, top 4 villains of all time.
Mhm.
Like, if you go to any list that ever talks about, like, not just comic book villains, like actual fucking villains, like Doctor Doom top 4 list of all time. Like, and I said 4, not 5, because I know it's that close, right?
Yeah.
Like, I won't be okay with it. Now, if he just happens to look like Tony, no problem. That's number 1. Number 2, gotta be smart. Gotta be smart.
Yeah.
Doesn't have, like, gotta be, he has to be billed as smart as the smartest people. Not
Yeah.
smarter, but as like he can't be bumbling. Right? That's like, don't fuck that up. And the third, the third thing, I'm just like, get fucked and stay fucked, is like, just he gets fucking like Squirrel Girl beat, but Cap Sam talks him down. I'm like, get fucked. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm digressing. Like, I think Doctor Strange is at some point in that movie, like after the halfway point, like in Act 2, maybe to start Act 3, Doctor Strange shows up in this fucking movie.
Okay.
And he's like, you can't stop the incursion. And Reed's like, what do we do? Because they're fucking dealing with Galactus and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they figure out whatever bullshit, I'm not writing the fucking story for them, the way that gets Reed and family to outside of this dimension before it explodes.
Yep.
And I don't know if he does that with Doom or if Doom sees that happening and he's like, fuck it. Like, me too, bitch. You know what I mean? And that ends with, that sets up what happens in Doomsday, where Doctor Strange takes the generation ship or whatever, the interdimensional ship, to his own reality to save Reed because he's smart enough to maybe figure out how to stop this from the other side. And Reed probably is going to feel guilty because that's Reed's entire thing is like guilt complex. He's like, oh, geez, if I don't do this, I couldn't save my universe, so I'd like to save, you know, as many as I can and stop these fucking incursions. And in the same kind of like surfing, like Marty in Back to the Future, fucking just surfing in the background is Doom, just like I'm following these fuckers through space, you know. And then like as the portal closes, Doom just like flies through. He's like,
sees opportunity, man.
This place is weird. Anyway, the magic is really fucking strong here. Anyway, magic, and then Doom magic science fucks everything. That's where my thought is in like where we have to go.
This is Doom's way. This is Doom's way.
Yeah, just remember, the most important thing about the master of magic and technology is he has a gun. He has a Luger. He's blah! Like just
listen,
at any point in time, if you piss Doom off, he could blast you with lasers from one hand, blast you with magic from the other, or blah, just shoot you in the fucking face.
And the reason why Doom is doing it is because only Doom can save you.
Are you reading? You are reading because I watched your video because I was like, sweet. The one world under Doom.
One world under Doom, yeah.
Oh, it's so good. He's the Sorcerer Supreme now. I'm like,
yeah, it's
and
phenomenal,
again,
bro.
The other quote from Doom is when he and Doctor Strange are talking, and Strange is like, dude, if you just kind of tried, you could be the Sorcerer Supreme. And Doom is just eating food with Strange. He's like, I'm not entirely convinced I'm not the Sorcerer Supreme. Like, he's like, you think you're the Sorcerer Supreme? You think you're the most powerful magician on the fucking planet? Okay, bud. He's like, well, it's a title, and with the title comes power. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Look at that. What's that? It's hell. I brought hell to Earth. It's gone now. Fuck you. I can do whatever I want. Anyway, I'm eating these Cheerios. Leave me alone.
Oh, like, man.
Oh, if there's no way they're smart enough. There's no way they're smart enough.
They will F that up. No way. Not only give us the maker, but then give us the maker. How the maker is the maker. Nah, they can't do that. They can't do that.
Maker might be my second favorite villain of all time.
Is he not amazing? The Makers, I'm loving anything Ultimate Universe right now. It's freaking amazing.
It exists. They wrote in the story. They didn't write a new spin-off thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for anyone who doesn't read the comics, and if you haven't watched Goofy's videos on these already, which you should,
yeah,
the current Ultimates label is the world of evil Reed Richards from the previous Ultimates label.
Ultimate Universe, yep.
Creates a new universe.
Travels back in time, creates a new universe.
Yeah, go in another reality, creates a brand new fucking universe. And this is the most important part. Seeds the universe with ways that people who could or would try to stop him never do. So Peter never gets bitten by a radioactive spider. And because he's not Spider-Man, he marries and has children with MJ and has a good fucking life.
Yep.
And then, because God hates Peter Parker, he becomes Spider-Man. Wolverine, dude, the current Ultimates run, if you're gonna do a reboot, this is the way to do it.
Mm-hmm. The current Wolverine is
Ultimate Wolverine.
It's Ultimate Wolverine. Ultimate Wolverine is the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
he is the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it is truly like. When I heard they were redoing it, I was like, and then I read it, I was like, oh. Miles Teller as the Maker, considering I just watched another movie with him, The Gorge. I want to give Miles Teller another chance. And I want Miles Teller to be a villain.
Is that good, by the way, The Gorge?
Oh, it was very good.
Okay.
Not like, okay. here's how. Okay, let's say this. My hands, right? This is the rain. This is
Mm-hmm.
the end of the movie. This is the beginning of the movie. Ready?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. It is fucking
It tells me
great,
all I need to
and
know.
then it's like, but the is never bad. It's always like, eh. And then
Okay.
in that, it's like, oh, okay. And then it's like, oh, okay. So it like, it ended fine. It started fine. The middle was fine. There was just a part when I was like, do you know what the premise of the Gorge is?
No, I haven't watched a trailer or anything like that.
All right, there are two people,
Mhm.
one from America, one from Russia, we'll just say. And they are watching both sides of a gorge.
Okay.
And their job is to prevent what's in the gorge from getting out. And it's an awesome story with awesome acting, and everyone's believable, and they have really good chemistry, and everything's awesome. And then like something happens in the movie, and you're like, ooh, interesting. And then they kind of like dip into it a little bit, where I'm like, oh, this is not the same kind of movie as it was a second ago. And then they bring it back.
Got it.
But all in all, it was a very fun movie. Would watch again. But yeah, who do I think the Avengers are going to be? Right? It's Spider-Man, Shuri, Hulk, Thor, Cap, Sam,
Mhm.
Joaquin, and fucking Captain Marvel. Like that's who
Captain
I think
Marvel,
the
yeah.
Avengers are going to be.
Yeah.
I think you could do better with Anya Taylor-Joy. I think Anya Taylor-Joy is truly a phenomenal actress.
So she was great as Magic. I loved her in that in New Mutants.
She was the only good thing in
She was
that
exactly. She was
movie.
the only. She was the only good thing in that movie.
It's not fair to call her great as Magic because everything was so dog shit. It
Was
doesn't,
so bad.
you know, like.
Well, comparatively speaking, I mean, it was evident that she was the only good part of that movie. Okay. And apart from that, I mean, it's just random trickling bullcrap of characters that they're gonna throw in there. That's really kind of all it comes down to at the end of the day.
I think we're gonna get bits and pieces of all of the end credit scenes that have been setting shit up that like culminate in what is Doomsday.
Yep.
I think this movie is going to end. I don't think it's going to be the same as Infinity War, where I think, okay, rewinding, Wong is going to die, and we all have to be okay with that now.
Okay.
Get your tears out. Wong is going to die. And I'm telling you that because there is not a single character that can die outside of Wong that would motivate both the audience and the people in the story to care. Yep. In Doomsday, Doom is going to kill Wong. Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme. He shouldn't be the Sorcerer Supreme. He's not the Sorcerer Supreme. He is technically the Sorcerer Supreme. Doom is going to kill Wong because what he believes Wong to be the Sorcerer Supreme, not knowing that Wong is only the Sorcerer Supreme because Doctor Strange has a third eye and was fucking Clea in the Dark Dimension.
And he was blipped for 5 years.
Yeah. He doesn't know that. That's not information he could have. So he's going to kill the Sorcerer Supreme of this reality. It's going to be Wong. Wong's going to die. That's going to motivate every single fucking person in the crowd, in the audience, in the fucking show. I don't think Ant-Man dies.
The perfect time to kill him off would have been in Quantumania, and they didn't do that. So
yeah,
probably they wouldn't do it now.
But yeah, Wong is gonna die. Like, get ready for it. That's not spoilers. It's a goddamn, like, it's gonna happen. He's the character that will affect the most people with his death. He's already dead. Like, there's no way he's gonna survive. I don't know if anyone else dies, but it's not going to be the same ending. Like this, it's not going to be we lost so much as it's going to be Doom won. And
Man, this is gonna wreck everyone.
Doom winning, killing any of the 3 Spider-Men would be bigger.
I doubt anyone cares about Toby or Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
I don't disagree with that statement.
In the movie, if you're talking about like an audience,
I don't think it would shock as many people in the audience if Doom killed a cameo than if Doom killed someone who's been here the whole fucking time. Wong's in TV shows. We love Wong.
Wong has made a ton of cameos.
Yeah. Wong, they have him on speed dial. I'm surprised he wasn't in Captain America.
True. He might have. They might have shot him. They might have shot a couple scenes with him in there, and they just took him out.
He might be in the background. We don't know.
That's true.
But I don't. Jonathan Majors is not coming back. Why are we talking like? I would be surprised if they didn't recast someone to play Kang as a moment. Wong was in more than one show, wasn't he?
I thought he was in 2 shows. I thought he was in She-Hulk, and maybe he was just in 1 show. I know he was in a couple movies, right? Obviously, the Multiverse of Madness.
He was in both Doctor Strange movies, both Avengers movies. He was in Shang-Chi in the end.
Shang-Chi. Mm-hmm.
What If might have been what I'm thinking, but yeah, I wouldn't inherently count What If. And I don't think Tom Holland is dying anytime soon. But then, like, if I remember correctly, Avengers 5 is 2026 next year, and Avengers 6 is 2027. And there's supposed to be at least 1, maybe 2 movies between them. Now, are they going to be Ant-Man and Wasp, where it's like a setup? Are they, what's going to happen? We don't know. But
there's a Spider-Man movie, right? So that's one. That's one of them already.
Spider-Man starts filming this year, like in June or July or something.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be released next year, July, at the end of July.
Interesting. Soon we get Daredevil, Born Again.
Yeah, Daredevil's in 2 weeks, so let's be excited about that.
I just want to talk about Daredevil. You didn't watch Invincible this week, right?
No, I didn't. I'm about 10 minutes away from the last episode, so I got 10 minutes left in the episode.
That's fine, because I don't hate it. I don't hate anything that's happening. It's just, it feels like another. We're not going to really tell a story. Actually, this episode was pretty fun. But it's like, we're going to open up a whole new can of worms. And I'm like, okay, but what about the other? There's still worms on the floor from the other cans. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, they do this every season, though. It's like they open up all these can of worms in the very beginning of the season. And then towards the very end, they kind of just slowly start picking them off. And then some of them, they don't even close the loop on until the very last episode. And when I say close the loop on it, they basically leave it as a cliffhanger for the next season.
John Malkovich responds to question about Fantastic Four role. This can't be a good question. I'm not subscribing to your website. Fuck you. Oh, good. There's no text on it. It's just. Okay, so they asked him if he's playing a specific character, and he didn't confirm. Thank you for writing a whole article on this. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing this article, by the way. I'm very
I'm
happy about how we're doing.
glad you read through that so fast.
Yeah, this is great. So good. Um, but we don't have much else going on anyway. So
No.
next week we're not going to be on, right? Because there's nothing really to
Yep.
talk about. Yeah, there's actually almost nothing at all to talk about. There's not much Star Wars stuff coming up anytime soon. The next Marvel thing is Daredevil, which is picking up in 2 weeks, so we'll be able to talk about that. DC, I think the next thing is Superman, and that is the same
because I don't think
time
we get
as
any of the shows next year, do we? I think that Creature Commandos was like
Creature Commandos over. Who's to say? Honestly, DC keeps everything close to the chest, so like they might just be like, "Hey, we dropped a new show tomorrow." We'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Tony Dalton to reprise Hawkeye role in The Swordsman. Man, I'm gonna watch Hawkeye again. That was such a good show.
It was really fun.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it.
That's it. Yeah.
We got nothing else. Keeping a nice solid 90 minutes or so.
Yeah. Not too
what
bad.
do you think, Goof? What do you think?
You
excited
who the F
for
are the
anything?
Avengers? Who the F are the Avengers? That's what I want to
They
know. I
don't
just want to know
exist. They
who the
can't
Avengers
exist,
are.
man. The Avengers movie is going to be
I don't
Sam getting like call screened, right?
Oh my gosh.
Fury gonna be like,
Who the hell is
"The
this guy?
fuck? Sam? Why is Sam in my phone?" Like, he's like, "I don't know how to reach anybody in space. How do I reach the space people?"
I've heard that you have a level of expertise in space reach outs.
Yeah, could you do me a favor? There was this raccoon, real smart guy, right?
Yeah.
Real smart. Can we get him? Can we get him back? You see, Bruce still has the fucking cast on.
Cast on his arm, yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, Rocket hasn't returned my calls in a while." Then they go and they reach out to Star-Lord, and Star-Lord's just fucking on a swing set in his grandpa's backyard.
Getting some good quality time with old Grampy.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm still half God, though. You know, I still got these space guns." That they never address. That's what kills me. They never address the fact that, like, Star-Lord's guns are actually psychotically powerful.
Mm-hmm.
The elemental weapons that fire all 4 elements.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry.
Why would they do that, though?
Why would they do that? No, he's gonna be a lovable fucking idiot the entire time.
Entire time. That's the Star-Lord that we needed in the MCU.
I want it to take place in Mississippi or Missouri. Where's he from? Alabama? Where's he from? Mississippi,
I don't remember. Missouri. I think it's Missouri.
Yeah. I'm not from Earth. I'm from Missouri. Yeah, it is Missouri.
Missouri,
That's on Earth, dipshit. Why are you hassling us? Great line. Yeah. I don't know. Missouri, yeah. I don't know. I want the entirety of that movie to take place in Missouri. Just like the Kansas City Chiefs lose the Super Bowl. And then Doom shits on everything. "I was told this is where your champions are." Oh God, Doom shows up in Philly and improves it. He's like, oh God. Oh. Are they throwing batteries at Santa Claus?
Boy.
They won their sporting event and burned their city to the... This place must be destroyed.
Right.
My new Latveria is just Philadelphia in the air. Perfect. Oh God, I want that so bad. You have no idea. I wouldn't walk out for that. I wouldn't walk out for Doom being like fish out of water confused.
Yeah.
You remember? Did you ever see Last Action Hero with Arnold
Mm-mm.
Schwarzenegger? He was
Mm-mm.
kid goes into a movie. Okay, first of all, we have to watch Last Action Hero because that
Okay.
movie's awful and so much fun.
Awful
The
and
guy who
fun.
played
I'm always
Tywin
down.
Lannister, the actor who played Tywin Lannister, name was Charles Dance. He realizes that there's a ticket, a magic movie ticket that lets you enter and leave movies. That's the entire premise of the fucking thing. And he's a bad guy in this fucking movie. And he shows up
Yeah.
in the real world. And then a bunch of people shoot some guy dead. And like he watches it
Yeah.
and he looks around, right?
Yeah.
And then the like one guy goes, "Yo, quick, get out, take his shoes." And he goes, "Take his shoes?" Like he's like, what? Okay. And he takes out a gun and just starts firing shots into the air,
Oh
looking at his
man.
clock. And he's like, in this world, the bad guys can win. In the real world. Like he came to the real world and was just shell shocked by how like he fired a bullet and 30 cop cars didn't immediately show up. Like it was because he's in New York in like the 80s. Like of course they're not gonna show up.
That's too funny.
Yeah, you got to see that movie. That is it is a 90s dumb action schlock funny comedy the entire
90s.
time.
Okay.
Last Action Hero, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Promise you, you're gonna love it. Other than that, and you guys also watch Last Action Hero. That's your homework for the week. We're gonna determine how Last Action Hero is actually just the entire plot of Doomsday. One for one, shot for shot, Last Action Hero. Other than that, I'm good, guys. Take it easy.
All
Be
right, y'all.
safe. See you in 2 weeks. Bye.